Okay, so, it is 6:44 in the morning, and I really wanted to make this video because it's been on my mind for the past several days. So this video is for young women who want to get married. So anyone in their 20s, 30s who is desiring marriage and a committed relationship. And the reason why I really wanted to make this video is because there have been videos circulating online of a particular influencer who at one point said she didn't want to get married and persuaded women to not get married, and now she's getting engaged and all this stuff. And then there's another female celebrity who says marriage is modern day slavery, all of that.
I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come
Absolutely
into my head.
not. I don't know how you don't. A man is, especially if he's expecting you to be a trad wife, he might as well pull out a whip and a chain.
Wow. So there are young people watching who might be wanting to get married. What would you say to them?
Don't.
Don't get married.
No.
Okay.
Oh God, you are crazy.
How am I crazy?
You are crazy.
You're saying that marriage is
No, I don't believe in the marriage. No, I don't.
So you wouldn't get married?
No, and I don't think it's beneficial for a woman at all.
You like a...
And I just want to tell young women, and even though I said that in this video it's for young ladies in their 20s and 30s who want to get married, but honestly, it is specifically for women in their 20s, in their early, mid, late 20s, because the current culture right now is trying to persuade you that marriage is not worth it. The current society right now is trying to target you and tell you that your wants and need for a man, for a relationship, for a marriage is wrong. And I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. Your desire for marriage, to have a man in your life, a man who is willing to commit to you, to build a life with you, to sleep next to you every single day, that is valid and that is natural. You are behaving like a natural human being that God created. Because when God, and I don't even know why I have to explain it, because it is basic biology. Man and woman, couple, make children. In the Bible, it is so clear that God created Adam and he saw that, okay, Adam is not complete. Creation is not complete without the creation of woman. And so he gave Adam a woman, that this person, this creature is here to act as a support to him and his work on earth. And through their union, all of us came to be. And that was the first calling in the Bible, marriage. Marriage is a calling. And it really infuriates me how people are trying to demonize women for having a desire to get married, as if God did not create us to want that in the first place. I'm very careful with taking advice from certain people. Now, ladies, if you are wanting advice for marriage, or how to attract a husband and all these things, be careful of women who are bitter. Women, especially single or divorced women who are in their 30s, late 30s, 40s, who talk in extremes. And that's one thing I hate. people who talk in negative extremes that, oh, all men are bad, all men are terrible, all men will break your heart. And unfortunately, I have grown up around such women. And even though some of them were well-meaning, meaning that they were genuinely hurt and they don't want to see other young women hurt, but their own advice is coming from a place of fear and of scarcity. And anything that comes from that place is not good advice. And then there are other women who were hurt and their hearts have turned bitter and they want you to fail in finding a partner or fail in your relationship so that you can be bitter with them. They couldn't find a man, they couldn't get married, they couldn't get picked. So now they're bitter and they want you to be bitter alongside, to be bitter with them. That's why I'm very careful about who I watch on social media. I'm very protective of my mind and what I consume, because these things, bitterness loves company, misery loves company. And these are people I avoided, and these are people you should avoid too. If you're a woman who wants to get married, avoid bitter, single, older women. Avoid them at all costs. And I actually had an experience when I was like 21, 22, and I was dating someone in college at that time. And it was getting pretty serious, and I had this older lady friend. She was like in her late 30s. She had 2 kids, divorced, and she would say all types of nonsense about men, that men are this, men are that, and then she would even say things about my boyfriend at that time, saying that, oh, he's just trying to use you, he's just doing this, doing that. And I started to like believe her at some point, only to find out later that she was actually flirting with him and trying to get his attention. And it was a very chaotic story, but all I learned was that, again, as I said, avoid older, bitter, single, divorced women, because they want you to end up exactly like them. Even talking about the whole thing about being a pick-me or being male-centered, those terms grind my gears a little bit, because as a woman, we are built for relationships. You are meant to want a man. Wanting a man, wanting a husband is natural. How else are you going to procreate? How do we conceive children without men? How do we build a society without men? And I think our current culture is trying to make women hate men and feel like all men are evil. And then going back to the point about bitter women, the women who, let me say, I avoid women who say all men are bad, because if every single man who has come in your life, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, let's say, have come into your life, and according to you, they've cheated on you, then they've hurt you, they've done this, done that. If all the men in your life have been evil to you, all of them, then number one, you're lying. Something in this story does not make sense. And number two, you're the problem. If every single person in your life is evil, is terrible, is a demon, then maybe that's what you are. because you attract who you are. You attract who you are. You attract who you are. I've grown up around women who try to make me feel as though men are terrible, and thankfully I never adopted that mindset, and because I believe that there are good men out there, that there are decent men out there, not perfect men, because all of us have our flaws, all of us have our downfalls, but aside from that, I believe that there are genuine, trustworthy, good men out there who want to get married. And thankfully, that has paid off for me. So currently I'm engaged, and okay, I'm gonna backtrack now. Back to the point of being a pick-me and being male-centered. I don't even take being a pick-me as an insult, honestly. Because how else are you going to get picked if you don't put in the work? Like, as a woman, you are supposed to be chosen. It is, because in the Bible, it says that when a man finds a wife, he has found a good thing and has obtained favor from God. Men hold the access to marriage, meaning that they're the ones who see you, pursue you, want you, and propose to you. They're the ones who are meant to initiate that. And as a woman, you are meant to simply take care of yourself, prepare yourself, have the qualities of a woman, of a wife. He sees that, he is drawn to that, and he chooses you. That's the natural order of things. So being a pick-me, there's nothing wrong with that. You preparing yourself for marriage, you to decide that, okay, I want to have all the qualities of a good wife. I want to attract a partner. That's how it's meant to be. How else is a man going to choose you if you don't have the qualities of a wife? If you don't then display those characteristics? If you don't take care of yourself physically and mentally, like if you don't also dress well, if you don't know how to cook, if you don't know how to take care of a home, if you don't know how to do all those things, how else is he going to know that you're wife material? So all this pick me stuff is meant to make women who are actually putting in the effort to find a husband like it's something to be demonized, like trying to demonize them, when that's how you're supposed to be. So back to that scripture where it says that he who finds a wife, meaning you don't become a wife when he puts the ring on you. You already are a wife, but before he even asks you to marry him, because you, as I said, you attract who you are. When you actually then display wifely qualities and qualities of a good woman, that man finds that attractive. All the girls who call other girls pick-me's or male-centered, and even on the whole thing of being male-centered, women who make content about hating men and being male-centered, all the videos are about being male-centered. They're the ones who are male-centered because that's all they think about. All you think about is hating men, hooking down on men, despising men. It simply tells me that you want a man. It's really that simple. And it is okay to admit that. I don't know why women in the 21st century find it so hard to admit that they want a man. You're supposed to want a man. You're supposed to want marriage. And I believe that marriage and having children and being a wife and a mother is one of the most fulfilling things you could ever experience, because women, we are built for relationships. When men are amongst each other and they're talking, they talk about things like technology, gadgets, they talk about their jobs, about money. When women are together, they talk about people. They talk about their husbands, boyfriends, children's, in-laws, because we are people-centered creatures naturally. Not saying that men aren't social, but we specifically just have that natural ability for maintaining relationships. And also, I remember another time when I was 23, and mind you, I wanted to get married young. I wanted to get married at like 23, and I remember I told an aunt of mine that, oh, like I would like to get married at 23, and she gave me this like look of disgust. And she was just like, don't you dare say that. And I'm like, okay. And she was just going on about focus on your career and all this and that. And yes, your career is good. Your job is good. Yes, you can enjoy your job and have a hobby and a passion. Like for me, even though like I work as a project manager, I also have a catering side hustle I do. That's a passion of mine. But within myself, my truest desire is to have a family. Is to have a home, is to care for my husband, for my children and my grandchildren. Like that is the ultimate source of joy for me. And I think that, and I know that that's also the same thing for so many other women. But then in this culture, we are scared of saying that. My family, and then eventually, once I start having children, that is more important to me than any job. I will quit my job yesterday if it meant spending more quality time with my family. My job does not matter to me that much to sacrifice time with my family. Being a wife, being a mother is a calling. And I mean it's a calling because you are impacting lives, your children's lives, your grandchildren's lives. And I think it is so beautiful when I see families who have like a grandmother or a great grandmother who taught them recipes, or has like a recipe book, or passed down some skill to them, or they'll say, oh, like my grandma taught me this, or my grandma taught me that. I think it is so beautiful seeing how the actions of one person who has now passed is still impacting their children and their grandchildren years later. I think that is the most beautiful thing, and such a beautiful legacy for a woman to leave behind. So it's okay to want a man. It's okay to want to be married. That's how it's supposed to be. For all the girls who are there who want to attract a man and have a husband and have a home and children, your desire is valid. And you're not a pick-me for doing things to ensure that you get your desired outcome. You're not a pick-me for learning how to cook because you want to cook for your husband and your family. I did that. I learned how to cook. Actually, I've known how to cook since I was like a teenager, but then like once I hit my 20s, I said, you know what, I want to be able to make amazing meals for my family. So I began improving my cooking skills, specifically because I knew that I'm going to be married one day. Two, I began taking care of myself physically. I began wearing more feminine clothing. I stopped wearing sweatpants and and tennis shoes everywhere. I began working out more, because how are you gonna attract a decent man if you look a mess? I began taking care of my hair a little bit more. And yes, because I wanted to attract a quality man. And now I'm engaged, so that has worked out for me. And so again, to all the girls who want to get married, who want to have a home, who want to have a family, you and you are putting in the work to get that, you're on the right path. You're on the right path. It's okay. And if other girls are calling you a pick me or male centered, they can stay single. It's okay. They can stay single, whereas you will get your desired outcome. So as I said before, you attract who you are. You become a wife first before a man puts a ring on your finger. So I will leave on this note. There was one book I read that really helped me to harness my feminine nature. And mind you, I'm very apprehensive about like femininity coaches who tell you to do this and do that to attract a man. But I think it's really not, even though the outward appearance matters, but I really believe that it's about an internal transformation first. It's about changing your mind first, and then your actions and your outward appearance will follow that. So there was a book I read called Fascinating Womanhood by Dixie something. I forget her last name, but it really taught me how to really be more grounded in who I am as a woman. And I think after reading that book, and mind you, it's not sponsored because whatever, it's not sponsored. But after reading that book and really being more comfortable with who I am as a woman, the qualities of like being more feminine and everything, it became more natural. And I learned a lot of stuff. So I would recommend for all my girls who want to get married, who want to have a home, and you don't know like where to start or how to prepare, I would recommend that book for sure. Until next time, bye.